UH quarterback Cole McDonald, and he joins us via the Zephyr Insurance Hotline. I think you got one of the coolest nicknames that I ever heard. When I was called the coach last year, and another guy was calling you Chai. I'm like, what's that? They said, that's his nickname. I look at you, okay, the blonde dreads. By the way, I was telling someone, if somebody was to look like you, say, draw up what an NFL quarterback looks like, it's
Not
you.
me.
Well, I think it's you. I mean,
Really?
he's 6'4", you're a broad-shouldered guy, confident, the whole bit, sort of what I think of when you think of NFL quarterbacks, which is, that's a cool thing. I mean, listen, that never hurts to look the part, and it helps that you can play the part.
Yeah, it does.
Let's get to this because I want to tell you something about you that I noticed in the spring. I'm like, holy smokes, the guy's deep ball looks crazily improved. I didn't see you miss. Now, I wasn't there at every practice, but I didn't see when I was there. You didn't miss one.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Just reps. Comes down to just playing with the guys. Just working on our field. Whether it's extra time or during practice, and the receivers. That's a big shout out to them. Joe Bird, Sharsh. Jared Smart, Melky Stovall, James Phillips, JJ. Jonah Pinocchi, Nick Martiner, and it's just a testament. Their hard work and them actually coming out and wanting to work with me. They're hitting me up, hey, like, let's throw. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, it's just that accountability for us, and it definitely showed in spring. That extra work. Just working together, and yeah, we're excited.
One of the things, and you just mentioned about 10 receivers. Are you confident that every one of those guys in a game that you can work with? Everyone,
without a doubt.
How is that? Have you ever seen that kind of depth? I mean, usable depth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You said usable depth, right? It's tough, to have a guy go down. If Ursua goes down, or having a fresh new guy that hasn't been playing all year. It's tough to just get him in the game. Yeah, just to get his mindset right. His mentality, and just having a big group of guys that's just fully in, just bought in, and just ready to play. At a moment's notice. It's weight off my shoulders, and it's weight off the coach's shoulders. Having guys going in, knowing what they're doing, depth of their route. just what routes run off of what coverage. It's awesome for us. Just to be on that same page.
Well, it looks like offensively, because I was telling Rolo, I don't think we've seen this kind of depth, again, usable depth on the offensive line since Hawaii went to the Sugar Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's at least 12 guys that I think you could put in the game right now, not and feel like it ain't dropping off that much.
It's nice. I mean, just having a starting five coming back in general. I mean, you had 2 true freshmen that just did awesome. Just coming in from high school just to play with these grown men. It's pretty crazy for them to do that. And having that depth, we got some dudes. Like, we got a starting five, but we got some dudes behind them, and anything can happen. And like even with the receiver case, if a lineman went down, I'm fully confident and trustworthy. Whoever's coming back in, and it's a lot of weight off of our shoulders.
Do you have a one receiver? If someone said, because I hear this about NFL guys, well, that's his go-to guy.
Uh-huh.
Do you really feel like you have one that would be like, in a pinch, if I need a guy, I guarantee it can even catch a ball that might be 3 or 4 feet outside his radius? Who's that guy?
To be honest, all of them. It's a process. Just the chemistry we have in the run and shoot offense. It's definitely a high rep, high octane offense, and we have that foundational chemistry. I mean, any guy you line up, man to man, zone coverage, I'm not looking for a guy, if I'm in the pinch, I'm throwing to the open receiver regardless of, who it is or what they're running.
I hear you. One of the things that comes up sometimes in terms of you is like when you first got here, I mean, a lot of people thought of you, he's a great runner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he throws it.
Yeah.
But right away I said, well, he's got plenty of arm. And then they're like, well, can he get it like near somebody? And I was like, people were asking that question. Well, that is so, I mean, that seems like such a yesterday question, because that's no longer in doubt. But what I wonder about, you seemed, and now, of course, we found out about some of the injuries. You seemed sometimes reluctant last year to take off with it. Yeah. When people were saying, holy smokes, when that guy gets in the gear, it's a little like Colin Kaepernick in terms of a couple of strides in, and he's hard to catch. Is that gone from your game, or will it have its moments?
I feel like I've never been in the best, shape before, but now, we had Dwayne.
Health, everything?
Yeah, I mean, we had new strength coach come in, Dwayne. I mean, just has our team looking flawless. Movement, speed, everything in between. I mean, me personally, I feel like I've been in the best shape I've ever been in my life. And last year it was a little tough, having to deal with those injuries, and a lot of times I was taking heat for him. Why aren't you running the ball? Why you sliding a little early? I mean, you got to take in consideration. Hey, is this extra yard worth that hit?
And I think you're totally right about that.
And I mean, if the game's on the line, you got to get in the end zone. I'm gonna bulldoze somebody in the end zone, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to save my body for that next play, and ultimately
next series,
help us,
next game,
help us win the game. And those injuries definitely held me back a little bit, and I took some heat for it. But it's something I had to live with.
Right, and I don't think anyone ever was questioning your toughness. Then it started to be like, is it just that he wants to be more of a passer?
Yeah.
And now I think once we found out the extent of some of those injuries, did the first one, by the way, happen in the Colorado State game?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was actually on a QB draw, like in the third quarter. Just guy got behind me, and then a guy got over on top of me and just sandwiched me and spun my leg wrong. On film, it's pretty nasty. But yeah, I mean, my MCL was sprained. They were surprised I didn't tear my ACL, and
I was fortunate. Yeah.
It was just very painful, just being on the field, and just toughed it out. But then San Jose came around, got injured there as well. Had to sit out a game. Shevin performed amazing. Stepped in some big games for us that helped us out this whole year, and just the guys just kept me around. Kept getting in my ear. Hey, stay positive, and we just got to work, and didn't end the season on the right note that we wanted to, but left a bitter taste in our mouth that I think is going to propel us even further this season.
I think the other thing, and maybe you can address this, because I was talking with another coach about it, that when you start Jeff Tedford's Fresno State team's opening at USC, we were talking about how sometimes a marquee opponent, and you guys got big 3 Pac-12 guys right off the bat, sometimes helps focus everybody about what's upcoming, as opposed to playing Coastal Carolina or Charleston Southern.
Yeah, I mean, if you play, poor competition, you're going to be expecting poor competition. If you're playing at the highest level, Pac-12, ACC, SEC, you're playing against Arizona, pretty good team, Oregon State, pretty good team, Washington, really good team. It's just going to elevate your game that much more, open up your eyes that much more. Just defensive schemes, offensive schemes, coaching strategies. Can I fit in that window with that guy there? It all comes into play in the end. So I mean, it's going to be fun. Playing with a tougher opening schedule.
Sure.
Ultimately,
Arizona, by the way, I was talking about Brian Smith about this. Arizona, like Kevin Sumlin, the head coach there, he hangs his hat. We play man in the secondary, and I said, if I'm a Hawaii offensive player, I get chicken skin about that.
Oh, yep.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Man to man, 2 high zone, 1 high zone. The only coverage that I don't like is drop 8.
Right.
Yeah, like a double cloud, which is like you have 3 safeties back, 3 rushers. It's tough to pass the ball when you have all those guys in those zones. Yeah, but when I get man, I'm licking my chops, man. I'm flying my receiver. And
it's like they talk about the level of competition that gets personal. It does when someone's in man.
Yeah, and I mean it's being a defender in a college atmosphere with these quick twitch receivers. It's tough to run backwards with them. Essentially you're backpedaling with these guys, and it's tough. You don't know what they're doing. You're reacting, and if I play defense, I don't know if I could cover, but my hat goes off to those guys. But if we're getting man. It's bad.
I know the coaches here have sort of made a little bit of a different philosophy, because they were always going after the bigger receivers, trying to get the 6'2" kid who could really run, and they weren't getting them very much, losing out to Pac-12 schools, others. But they kind of made that decision, like, okay, we want pure speed, and if we have to go 5'9", we will.
Yeah.
And now you got guys that can run like crazy.
Yep. I mean, I feel like football's shifting in general. It's not so much how big you are, but how smart and how fast you can play. If you can get the ball in your hand and make a play, do it.
All good.
Yeah.
But now you got how many receivers? You got 8 guys, 10 guys who can maybe fit that bill.
Yeah. I mean, we even got, Marner's 6'5", Jonas 6'3". We still got some height, but having a variety of guys, it's harder to cover a smaller guy. It's especially if he's faster than you. It's tough. I mean, might be a little hard to put the ball on him, but get the ball in his hands. He's
and you
making
got
a bunch
couple
of
guys
miss.
that can go up in the end zone and grab one for you, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice just throwing a little lob up, having a guy just high point and, make your job a lot easier in life, Don't got to worry about the defense, coming across the field and, picking you off. It's a lot easier, having big guys.
Before we let you go, two things. Number one, it came out that you guys are picked 4th in the West.
Yep.
Which I think for a team with 18 starters back who went to a bowl game, I was like, I hate to say Rodney Dangerfield, but you don't get any respect.
Yep.
Did you think that as well when you saw it? Were you thinking like, whoa, what is up with that?
I actually wanted to be lower, in my opinion.
That would have been hard to do.
Yeah, I wanted to be lower. My reasoning is I like having that chip on my shoulder. I like people doubting me and proving them wrong. I like to work that extra rep, that extra set. Just to remember that time. They said we're going to be 4th.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm there to prove them wrong, and we're a top team regardless of what they say. It's preseason rankings. You got to go out there and play. And with the guys that we have and the team that we have, coaching staff, and the state behind us of Hawaii, and I have no doubt that we're number 1, and we just got to go out there and play like it.
Okay, second thing. Well, I looked at all the magazines. Everybody, whether it was the Offensive Player of the Year, First Team Quarterback, Jordan Love, Utah State.
Yep.
How did you think? What did you think when you saw that?
He's a good baller, man. I've thrown with the kid. I mean, I know the guy personally. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
good guy, good player. But
yeah,
I mean, you feel like you got to be take a number 2 spot there?
I mean, like I said, it's all rankings at the end. You got to go out there and play and throw the ball. I'm confident this year that we're going to be putting up some big numbers, and I can say, I'm going to beat him. But I'd rather just show you guys.
Hey, so. I think it's all. And we're looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, hey, should be. It's going to be exciting this year, and it's going to be a fun season.
Cole McDonald with us this morning here at Media Days in the Mountain West, and you guys talk about a short trip. You're home tonight.
Yes, sir. Back to the island.
Ready to go.
Oh, been ready. You want to come out here?
Really? Well,
I'd rather have a conference in Hawaii, so I get to stay home.
I hear you. But one thing, because you had mentioned to me yesterday, you've never been, to Vegas, never been in a casino. Now, any of the things that go on here, totally foreign to you.
Yeah, I mean, I never was a big casino guy growing up. Just turned 21, so I was like, what do I do? I know Hawaii's big time. This is what called the Ninth Island. You say, yeah. So I mean, I mean, I see why they call it the Ninth Island now. You know what I'm saying? So it's been real fun just being out here experiencing life and just getting a little taste of this environment.
Trust me on this one. The longer you're here, the less that's true. I mean, by the time the bells and the whistles, and you walk through that's really exciting. The first day or two. By day 5, it's like, get me out of here.
I mean, even yesterday, I was like, I just want to be back in Hawaii right now, man.
You will be there soon. Wish you the best of luck, Cole. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you so much for having
Cole
me.
McDonald, the quarterback for the University of Hawai'i football team, who I think, along with his teammates, expecting big things this year. We got to.